guys, I just watched the second Jennifer Lawrence film that I'm going to be talking about, and that was The Hunger Games Catching Fire. Now, what a film this is, and a lot of people think this is the best Hunger Games film, and I'm definitely one of them. This film is incredible in every way. So let's get on with it. So the positives of this film, the score and the soundtrack to this film is done by the same guy that did the first film, James Newton Howard, and he killed it with this. I thought he did a really good job with the action scenes and really creating like a tense vibe with the film, and like the score was sort of, it wasn't similar throughout, but it was quite samey, I would say. But all the music in it really, it sort of matched the scenes really well. But in the first half there's some action scenes that are slower than the second half, obviously, as you can imagine, because the first half is actually not set in the games, and there's a great bit of lore that I'll get into but later in the video. And well, going off this, the director actually isn't the same guy that did the first film. The director of this film was Francis Lawrence, who obviously didn't do the first film, and I believe he does the rest of these films, the last three, well, obviously including this one. And that's one of my positives of this film, that the direction of this film is so much better than the first film. There's no shitty, shaky cam. There's none of it. It's great. And the cinematography as well is really good, and the CGI is like the first film. It's really good for its time, yeah. And what else was I gonna say? Sorry. Oh yeah, the sort of the way the film's split up is also really cool, because the first half is set after the first game, and then they have the 75th annual Hunger Games, and this is like the third, like, I think they call it a quadruple or quadruple. It's sort of like set in 25s, and this is the third one. And this is where the Capitol speak for the contenders and the tributes, and they can choose something. And the theme of this year's 25 quadruple, or whatever it's called, sorry, is that they get to choose the sort of set of tributes, and it's every other winner against each other. And watching this again, I actually kind of forgot that happened, and Katniss and Peter's reaction are crazy. The acting by obviously Jennifer Lawrence and Joel Hutcherson are amazing in this film. They work very well together, as you would want them to. As a fan of the book, the scene where Katniss is in the wedding dress and Peter and everyone are on stage behind them, and she spins around and the Mockingjay wings come out of her dress. That scene's so cool. I really like that scene. So yeah, this is sort of the first half of the film, and then the second half, as you would expect, is in the games. And this is why a lot of people think this film's better, because there's a different sort of event that happens every hour. But obviously the film's only 2 hours, but it's condensed in, I think it's 2.5 days the game is, so obviously it's longer than the first film, the actual game. And at the end of it, Katniss actually gets rescued, so she actually survives, and so does Peter, which is actually quite ironic that this might be a negative, because at the start there were so many people saying, "Oh, there can only be one winner this time," and there's actually a really cool scene where Katniss gets this like copper like lead wire, and she like shoots it up whilst there's this thunderstorms going on, and it's attached to this tree that also has all the copper around it, and it makes the whole thing blow up, and the ship comes down and, as I mentioned, saves her. So yeah, quite a few people actually survived this one. That might be a gripe some people might not like, and it didn't annoy me, such fact, but I thought it was a little bit annoying how at the start everyone was like, "There's only one winner." And also, the supporting cast in this film did a really good job. As I mentioned last episode, Stanley Tucci's character Caesar, he's very funny in this one. He has his show again, where he has all the crowd watching, and all the tributes come on to talk about like why they should be sponsored and stuff. And this is the scene that I just talked about with Katniss in the Mockingjay dress. And yeah, that scene's like, now it's iconic. There's like loads of films that are like had inspiration from that scene, like such as like Black Swan and other films like that. So yeah, and overall, guys, I really like this film. I think it's definitely the best Hunger Games film, and Jennifer Lawrence smashes it, as she always does, bless her. So overall, guys, I'll probably give this film a 9 out of 10, maybe even to a 9.5. I really, really do like this film. But what do you guys think of the Hunger Games films? As a series, this one, Catching Fire, which one do you think's the best? Why? Let me know down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And look out for my Mockingjay Part 1 review that I'll be doing very shortly. Goodbye.